top selling Rene of Paris styles. Are you ready to get into it?
I am ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I am
Let's
ready.
do it.
So first and foremost, thanks for having me again.
Of course.
It's a pleasure to be here, and especially to talk about these products. You know, I mean, these products are absolutely amazing. And, you know, they are tried and true and stood the test of time, and I feel need a little bit of celebrating because people are, I've got a darker shirt on, so I'm going to stand a little bit to the side so we can see a bit more of the silhouette of this style. Now, I can hear people out there already saying, what is it, what is it, what is it? And yes, the majority is right, it's Bailey.
It's Bailey!
Yeah.
You guys have shown us how much you love this style. I put it on and immediately was like, wow, like look at the volume that you get with this. So I kind of want to ask you a question based on all these styles that we're going to get into.
Yes.
I kind of want you to give our customers some tips on how to make this style look a little different if it's your everyday wear. So right after you take it out of the box and you put it on, it kind of looks like this, you know, you really don't have to do much because it looks so cute, but what are some styling tips you can give us to make it look different on a daily basis?
No, that's great, and that's, you know, that's really good to have those kind of tips. So, so first off, Bailey, the beauty of Bailey is, and you've just talked about it, out of the box, this is what you're gonna get.
Guys.
So she always will have this amount of weight and body and bounce because she's a machine-made cap. So she looks like she's freshly been blown out all of the time. Now, I've been hairdressing for a long time, so I remember this being fashionable about 2 or 3 times, and then it coming back round. And right now, Bailey has never gone out of fashion. There's been ladies that have worn it tried and true for 20 years. There's people that are only starting to wear it because it has shag vibes and wolf cut vibes. But the thing is with this style, because it's machine made, it will always have this amount of body. So we'll always look dressed and styled and ready to go. Now, machine made is amazing for that. So some people often say, Alexander, what is the best cap out there? And if we were all the same, I would say it's this. But because we're all so different, we all require different caps. So Bailey's gonna look like this for you. But a really quick little twist with Bailey's is to just take some behind the ear and leave a little bit of the own hair coming forward like this.
That is so cute. Look at how different that looks.
What it actually does, because it's quite a big style, and it has a lot of body. So if you're somebody out there that likes a lot of body, great. For me, if I was styling Roxy's and it's the first time we've met, I would probably say, because you have a smaller face, is to flatten it a little bit. Now, we're not trying to make this style not Bailey, we're just making it a bit more Roxy-fied. That's in the dictionary, by the way. So let's Roxify this a little bit. So now we can see Roxy's jawline, we can see her neck, and I always think it's really nice with ladies when you can see a nice long neck like this and a bit of profile.
That's exactly how I'd wear it too.
And you could wear one side forward, you could wear one side back, and you know, being in the summer like we are right now and it's super hot, you could even put like a little slide in here to get that off your face. It's not on there, and even a cute little headband would work.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Or even like what am I trying to think of? Like a scarf you could wear in there, tie a little knot in there, and you could even make it quite hippie chic as well. So that is what I'd be saying to do with Bailey.
I love these flipped out ends too. Is there a way to flip them under? Is the synthetic fiber really movable and moldable?
Well, synthetic fibre is movable and is mouldable, but remember this is not a heat-friendly piece. So we've designed it so it's pretty much as she is, but if you really wanted these under, and you wanted to make this like an under bob, like so it's sat like more like this, what I would say a really safe bet to do that would be to get some Velcro rollers, and with the Velcro rollers, take the hair and put it under like this, so the Velcro rollers just sat like that, then spray it just with that magical Formula HO2 bit of water, nothing, you know, nothing crazy, and leave that overnight to just dry. I dare say in this Texas heat right now, overnight might not be necessary, an hour maybe, but you know, rule of thumb, overnight, and then you could take that underneath and you've created 0 damage to the wig. and it just gives you a little bit.
Yeah, and you heard that, you guys, just water. Like, that's all you need. So super simple, really easy. Out the door, you're looking fabulous. This is Bailey. What color am I wearing?
You're wearing marble brown, which is, let's give it, yeah, that's, so you see we've got these nice little flicks in there of the colour, and it really works as this because you see a lot of the texture within. So marble brown's really good for, you know, for showing texture.
I'm obsessed, and now I see why you guys are obsessed. So
yeah,
I think I'm gonna add this to my collection.
Great.
I love it. Okay, guys, we have more to show you.
Yes,
are you
we
ready?
Do. No, the question is, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, well, if you're ready, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take the wig off, and I'm just gonna go now with Cameron. Okay, so Cameron, here she is.
Oh,
so
my
I'm
goodness.
just gonna have a little look. So it's a nice way to look at this.
That color is gorgeous.
Gorgeous, eh?
Yeah.
So this is copper glaze. So it looks. Oh, I was going to say it looks like it's been glazed with copper.
I knew you were going there.
And then everyone's going, oh God, what an obvious thing to say.
Do you want to eat it too? Remember last time? You're like,
yeah.
Because all your names too, all the names are kind of like, they're so flavorful.
Oh, well, they are.
You just want to like take a bite.
You know, and I think it maybe goes to show I'm a bit of a foodie, doesn't it? If it's like, if everything's sounding pretty delicious. So that's copper glaze, right? And yes, it's been glazed with copper.
Yes.
All right, okay. So, but the beauty of this is if you are somebody that's been used to wearing a warmer blonde, let me give you a for instance in the Rene of Paris. If you've worn strawberry swirl for a while, but you want something different, but you don't want to go out of the warm blonde family, and you want to kind of dip your toe in the water with reds, this is a really nice transition colour.
Oh my goodness. Ooh.
And the nice thing with working with Roxy, ladies and gentlemen, is she'll tend to put the wig on for me.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm just so excited.
But that's good.
It feels good.
And it's what's nice, I think, for the viewers at home as well, is they see you working with the piece and just making it your own.
Yeah, you want to feel comfortable.
I mean, that looks great.
And one thing I have to mention, just my own personal feeling about these wigs, is I'm a petite. Everybody knows that. I have a very small head. I have to say, I didn't even really tighten. You didn't tighten this on me, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, it feels super snug, but it's an average cap, right?
Yep.
So I just think that's really important when people buy these wigs. You want to make sure you're getting the right size. You want to feel comfortable in it. But I'm telling you right now, guys, it feels really snug. It's really nice.
And, you know, and the nice thing is with these, there's flex and there's movement within the caps as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, it will flex. It'll go bigger, it'll go bouncy if you need it, or if you have got the petite size head like Roxy's, you know, you will get a nice fit. But you can see that texture in there. That looks amazing.
So
now,
cute.
Similar with Cameron, you see we've got a little bit of texture in here. Other than like Bailey's, where you have the flips here, we don't have that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I actually I'm leaning more towards this one now because of the. I like the flip on the other one, but I think this is more me for sure.
Okay, well, I mean, that's interesting. And a similar kind of change up with this one, I would probably be saying, you know, similar again, tuck behind the ears. Yep. I mean, it's a shorter style with layers, so you know you are limited a little bit to doing huge, great big changes. But also, people that wear this kind of style don't always want to change it. They're like that it's
beautiful.
It's reliable and looks great all the time. But you can take it slightly off the face a little bit, moving the layers off there. I actually genuinely like this onto the face.
Me too.
Seeing the colour, seeing the texture.
That cut is so cute.
Exactly, and the cut really is the hero in Cameron's. So I'll give you another little twirl just for the viewers before we move in there. See all that texture in there. And just move around a little bit.
And for being a capless cap, or you know, with wefting in it, and permatease, it really doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like it's hot.
Yes.
Now, granted, I haven't been outside, but normally I could definitely tell if it's just the weight of it is just a little much. But this, it feels really lightweight, and the density is really nice too. Well,
that's really great feedback, and I appreciate that as well, because you know, there's a lot of kind of preconceived ideas with a machine-made wig or, you know, synthetic that, oh, it's going to be like this. But the truth of the matter is synthetic is there is synthetic and synthetic, you
Right.
know, in terms of like different grades of silk. There's different grades of meat. There's different grades of fuel you can put in your car, you know. And the same is with wigs,
Yeah.
you know, and this is obviously the highest
I'm
quality.
glad you mentioned that, because I feel like people who aren't really savvy with wigs and like really educated, I think that's really important to know, like that not every single wig is going to be made exactly the same, even though it says synthetic.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
though it says basic cap or whatnot. So that's a really good point.
Look at it, we know it as consumers, don't we? It's like if I buy a pair of jeans from a very, very cheap, like daytime high street store, they're going to look great, but they might not last me as long as the jeans I maybe bought from Levi's or whomever, you know.
Yeah.
But also there is
point.
a price difference. So
Totally.
I know that the cheaper ones can look good for a couple of wears, but same with wigs.
Yeah.
So, no, good point.
And this color again, can we remind everybody, is copper glaze?
We can. It is copper glaze. So
Can you guys see that?
You know, she's kind of a bit of a hybrid. She's in the blonde and the red family a little bit. I think if you're a blonde wanting that bit more kind of apricot / strawberry-ish kind of vibes, you can do that. And certainly if you're a redhead wanting to lift up and try and dip your foot in the blonde water, you could. So that copper glaze has been really, really popular over the years because of those, has it's such a chameleon for so many different people.
Well, I'm obsessed with Cameron for sure. You guys got to check her out.
Yeah.
Because you're going to love it. Even that is so cute.
Looks great.
I'm obsessed.
Well, I've got some others to show you.
Let's do it.
I've got the lovely Alva to show you.
Love Alva.
Okay, well here she is in one of my favourite colours. I say that about every colour, and it's true, but I really like them. But this one's great. So this is Champagne R. So look at those lovely champagne blonde tones. And before we even, I think when we look at a rooted colour, we always tend to go straight to the root and say, wow, isn't that amazing? It's not too dark. But when we're not looking at all this, I mean, look at all those different shades of blonde that are in there.
So pretty.
You know, I'm seeing about 5 different shades of blonde before we've even looked at the root tone. So, you know, when I do this, it's like, oh yeah, that's a blonde. But you know, when you actually go closer, delve in, look at what's in there, there is
depth
such
in there.
You know, and as a colourist, that's a hard colour to achieve. You know, you've got to really understand your tones for that. And then there we have that little bit of a regrowth that comes in there. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, let's face it, roots are fashionable. And even when roots aren't fashionable, does every lady out there go to the salon every 2 weeks for a colour? No, they don't. So nine times out of 10, somebody does have a bit of regrowth. So Champagne Art is amazing for a bit of a root.
Oh yeah.
Now if you're somebody out there and you're looking at this and thinking, I love that colour, but I'd like it without a root, what have you got that's similar? I would probably say creamy blonde.
Oh, I love that's a gorgeous
and that would be like this look, taking the root out, cancelling that out, and more of a creamy blonde.
Yeah.
So Alva, we can see why she's so popular, can't we? And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were like, Alex, what's your favourite haircut? What's your favourite haircut? And I mean, I really, really, really love the old school bob cut in the 1920s in the Coco Chanel campaign.
Classic.
That just...
iconic.
It's amazing, right? And now we're 100 years on, right? And here I am telling you about a 100-year-old bob in a campaign that was long before I was even born, and we're all talking about it. So the fact of the matter is, bobs have never gone.
No, they'll never go away.
Are never gonna go. And you even watch a futuristic film these days, and there's a girl with a really wacky fringe and a real square pink or green bob. So they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. But what does change in fashion? Variations of bobs, the amount of layers that are in it, and the length. So lobs, shorter bobs, A-lines, one box cut bobs. This for me is more of an invisible layered bob. We've got those face framing layers which just look amazing. The fringe is stunning, bangs as we call them in the States.
Yeah, look at that. It just
and
perfect
she's
length.
got this. She's a machine-made piece, right? But she's a much lighter permatease. So we're getting that body, but we're not getting too much. But also with being machine-made, if you're like, you know what, I just want to move it across to this side for a change, because I'm aware that you asked me to put a slight different variation on the styles. You know, you can flip her over to this side.
I didn't know you could do that. I never even thought. Okay.
Yeah, which looks really quite cool.
So cute.
I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody to cut their wigs because it's not necessary, but you could, you know, you could even clip that up, or what does work is if you take away.
Yeah, you can make it like day to night.
Well, watch this. So if you, I've just thought about doing this now, so I wasn't. So if you took this panel away, okay, and if you were to put a,
like a bobby pin.
Do you know what? And there's even a hidden bobby pin in the cap.
I was gonna say it's in there.
I mean, so I could
I
even.
knew you were gonna ask for one.
I could even take this hidden bobby pin that's growing out of your skull, and then just put that in there like this, and then this layer here sits over. So what it does is it gives you an asymmetric cut, a little bit of an asymmetric cut, without having to cut your wig.
Wow.
So an instant change. You've moved Alva across the other side. We've taken a panel out the way. Still got onto your face, and we've created a bit of an asymmetric bob.
That is amazing.
For a bit of a change.
Because I feel like somebody would want to achieve this, but I bet they would be like, oh, I have to have a 100% hand-dyed cap. I need a mono top. Like, you don't need that.
Absolutely.
Look at this, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it's, you know,
so
it's
easy. And that took you what, a couple seconds?
Couple of seconds, yeah.
Love it.
Couple of seconds. So this one was Alva, and we're looking at Champagne R. So
Champagne R.
yeah, and she's quite a light density, but because we have that little bit of permatease, we get volume.
Yeah.
So remember, there is a difference between density and volume, people.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes like we see volume and we think, oh God, I bet that's heavy, but
Or
not
too much hair. Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
you know, petite heads like volume as well.
I'm loving it. Let's show them the back, and then we'll move on to the last one.
Okay. Look at that.
So cute.
Very nice.
All right, guys. This is Alva. Get you one.
Okay.
Okay, we have one more. You guys have voted. Well, I don't want to say voted, but technically you guys have shown us how much you love.
They technically have voted in terms of sales, haven't they? You know? I mean, the sales have been the votes. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, if you notice, if you're doing a lot of wig trying on, but wigs can slip back, I'm going to actually do something a bit different. I'm going to hold this, and can you move your head back towards my shirt? Look at that, guys, eh?
That was easy.
Bosh. Okay, so I can hear everyone with bated breath. What is this final style? Is it finally here? And yes, it is.
I bet you guys can guess, though. Top selling Skye.
Skye. And Skye is amazing. Now, I feel that I've cut Skye and this style on so many ladies with bio hair, you know, and so many different people out there, you know. So, okay.
Oh.
So I have to liken Skye to something so we can get a reference point for everybody that's looking at that. Now, this is kind of has the vibe of, you know, we've got those kind of choppy, little pixie-ish kind of vibes with the length that's sitting in really nicely. I mean, I'm feeling Winona Ryder kind of vibes when she's had her hair this little bit shorter. Go.
Victoria Beckham. She used to have this from
Yeah,
Spice Girls, remember?
Yeah.
She made it like real hip.
Now, does that mean because you've called that, you're going to give me a little bit of a song?
Oh gosh, no! Don't make me.
No.
That's behind the scenes.
But see how I've made this more of a pixie by taking that just behind the ear, leaving that forward. And who's the girl that was Meg Ryan? We've got
Meg Ryan.
You know, Meg Ryan was a fan of the texture haircuts.
Yeah.
And they've never really gone out. You
No.
know? They've never really gone out. And you know, when I first started my career, you know, back in the day, I used to do a lot of perms and shampoos and sets, and then a decade on, you know, some of those people had then passed away, you know, not being awful, but it's the truth. And, you know, those older ladies then became more of a blow dry kind of clients and still a little bit of a round haircut. And then another decade on, honestly, the hairstyles I was doing hairstyles that a 20-year-old would ask for on a 100-year-old lady.
Yeah.
and vice
Isn't that
versa.
funny?
So, and I love how fashion is like that at the moment. You know, we've moved on from saying, you're too old for that.
Yeah.
I mean, how dare you?
Isn't that great?
You're too old for that, or
Yeah.
you're too young for that, or that colour's not right for you. It's
Yeah.
like, if you feel great, you go for it. So
I love that.
I'm not telling anyone how to wear a Skye, but what I will tell you is for over 20 years, this has been a best seller, and I think we see why. Let's have a look at
for sure.
the texture in the back. Looks great. I'm showing this in a very gorgeous colour. This is ginger brown. Now, ginger brown, she's probably, for any colourists or anyone that's used to working on the colour wheel, she's probably around about 5.5 or 6, with that little bit of warmth in there. I mean, we say ginger brown, but because the depth is like a 5 to a 6, you cannot get too much ginger coming through. So you just get that lovely warmth.
I think what's great too about all the styles we showed today
Yeah.
is they're great for summer because they're at that perfect length where you still have a little bit of length, and then we kind of went shorter and shorter and shorter. But especially this one, I mean, you can't go wrong with Skye for
But
summer.
you've said that about every one.
I know.
So you're going to have to just keep changing them up all day.
I'll just have to add all of them to my collection, guys.
Well, we can do it. Well, that's come to the end of my line. So thank you for listening to me on the best sellers and giving me the opportunity to share those, and of course modelling for me as you do so well.
Of course, we love you here, and we love all the tips that you give, and I hope you guys loved this live, and be sure to come back and see us again.